Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to DTT this morning. It's nice to see you again. Oh, same faces, actually. Okay. This morning, when we were circumambulating, Anthony, little boy there, Shirley's little boy, he was sitting on the floor and looked at me and pointed his legs. He was in full lotus. I said, wow, very nice. Impressive. And you don't know how such a great influence you are to children when you sit in full lotus and you walk and the way you carry yourself is such a good role model for the children. Because let me tell you, we talked about the spirit men in the Asian culture, spirit men, what they do. Let me tell you, one of the things that superior men do is that they're superior because they have wisdom. And people who have wisdom, when they sit, they will sit in full lotus. It's the best posture possible when you sit. Trust me, because it charges you. It's related to the fact that I'm very glad to report to you, just for the saga here, the last 3 days, I was under attack, the same attack that they attacked my back, my small back. And the small back, it turns out, is the key to your charging your battery. Whenever you sleep, whenever you meditate, whenever you exercise and so forth, you build up qi. And the qi is built up around your navel area. And I found out that because of the attack about 2 days ago, I couldn't charge up. It was painful, couldn't even move, was frozen all morning. And it was weird because it's out of nowhere, out of the blue. It's not like I was exercising or stretching it wrong or something. Just all of a sudden, back frozen. Okay, and the pain is similar to what I experienced about 4.5 years ago. So I was taken by surprise because they haven't really acted up for many years. I was busy, so I didn't have that much time to deal with it. So overall, the last 6 days, I was able to sit for 6 hours in full lotus, okay, plus a couple of hours in full lotus when I was lecturing, okay, on Friday and Saturday and so forth. And so this morning, it's about 90% gone. When they attacked me 4.5 years ago, I was incapacitated for 2 months. And when I was able to get into full lotus and function, then it would take me another month or so to recover. Okay, so you see, my point being that full lotus is a very, very important way to recover when you need to. Okay, so that's why I hope you continue to invest in developing the skills to sit in full lotus. You find it very useful the rest of your life, as is my case. All right. All right. Anyone has any questions today? No? Okay. Why we cultivate? We cultivate in Buddhism very simple. And we cultivate in order to reach enlightenment. Enlightenment is a state of mind. Okay, it's not something that you need to die before you become enlightened. You become enlightened when you're alive. It's a state you're able to enter where you are able to wield your Buddha's wisdom that's inherent in you already. Is that clear? This is why we're doing this. We're doing this because you're being trained, you're being assisted, you're being protected, we've been guided in order to get there. For you to see yourself, what you are capable of doing. Okay? And it's a wonderful state of mind where you're so clear-headed and you're able to do wonderful, wonderful things that's innate in you. You just don't know how to use it. Okay? And the state of enlightenment is basically a state of wisdom. Okay? It's a state of mind where once you understand it, once you develop this ability to enter it, then now you have a real skill to enter it at will or at the appropriate time to defend yourself, to heal yourself, okay, to clear your head so that you can solve problems, you can resolve your own afflictions and so forth. It's multifaceted. The benefits are just multidimensional. All right? So what is this state of mind? This state of mind of enlightenment. When you are in this state of enlightenment, as compared to when you're not, if you will. Okay? What is this state of enlightenment? Okay? In the state of enlightenment is what we call when your mind is true. This is from the Avatamsaka teaching. This is the most advanced Mahayana teachings that Shakyamuni Muni Buddha gave us. And so he talked about when you enlighten, when he trains us to become enlightened, you enter this state of mind where what is that? It's true. Your mind is true. Is that clear? This is why I've been talking this weekend and last weekend about being true. Okay? Because you need to learn to be true. Okay? Because you're true to your Buddha nature. You're true to your true self. Is that clear? When you go to the Pure Land, same thing. You go to Pure Land, if you Amitabha Buddha will also train you to become true to yourself as well. Your real self, if you will. Okay? And so it takes training, folks. It's no talk. You have to do it. You have to learn how to do it. Is that clear? Okay. Yes, someone has a question right away. There's an interest in the truth. And this is, by the way, this is very different from the truth that the other people outside of Buddhism, Mahayana, talked about. This is different from the true Hinayana practitioners, Hinayana, those people who wear multicolored clothing, saffron colors, red colors, and so forth. That's Hinayana colors. Mahayana, we only wear what? Gray, brown, yellow, red. That's about it, I think. Okay, so we're very conservative in our choices of colors. But anyway, even the Hinayana, they don't know what the concept of true in Mahayana. So, yes, Hinayana person asking.
Master, just to try to clarify, be true to myself, does that mean see myself really clearly without confusion?
Good question. I was hoping someone would ask me. See, you've been talking about true to yourself. So, the last couple of weekends, I said, have to learn to be true to yourself. What is true to yourself? Isn't that clear to you? What about what happens when you're not true to yourself? And this is logic. You learn logic in school. If you want to look into A and it's not clear to you, look into not A. Okay? Is that clear? You have some insights about true, then you say, what if I'm not true? What is it like? Okay?
The number one thing I can think of is you're not even looking at yourself, you're looking at others' faults. And the number two I can think of is
looking at others. Wait a minute, don't go too fast. My memory is very short term, especially when the back thing is still 3%, not quite there yet. Okay, if you look at others, that's not true. Careful.
definitely not. You are not true to
What? You look at others is not true? Okay, take a look at Kapai there. When you look at him, you're not true?
I'm looking at him, I'm not true to myself. He has nothing to do with myself.
Look at others is not being true to yourself.
Meaning others' faults.
Where did you learn English again? I know you're Chinese, so I want to make sure we understand the same English.
It's directionally wrong. I should look at myself, not look at others' faults. It's directionally just wrong. It's opposite. Others versus myself. Inside,
Being
outside.
true to yourself. Okay? Is that directional? Be careful. Being true to yourself. Does it say, I'm true to myself, therefore I can't be true to that person? So if I'm true to that person, it's directional, therefore it's not my true self. Your logic, your reasoning is kind of too Chinese.
I can be true to him, but if I look at his faults, not look at myself, that look is...
Okay, let's not go there. Now you sound like Jumi. What happened to Jumi? Yeah, she conveniently disappeared when I need her. Yes, too. That's no go there. I mean, I'm going to get stuck with you, okay? It's a quicksand. Yes, too.
So for me, being true is acknowledging, at least that's what I was understanding from Master on Friday, is to, if you're jealous, if you're angry, if whatever, you want to admit it and not deny it.
Okay. Anyone else? Hinayana people. When you explain it, I see where you come from. Hinayana, Mahayana, all those things. It's so clear to me. Any other Hinayana people would like to bring it up? Yes, Wei Mountain.
So I think being untrue to yourself would mean that you do things that make you unhappy and you continue to get unhappier.
Really Hinayana. Okay, next person. Anyone else? What's about being true to yourself? What about being not true to yourself? Okay, Wei Mountain.
Dạ, kính thưa Thầy, con nghĩ là mình sống thật giống như là cái phía ngoài, giống như mình đang giận người nào đang làm cho mình giận đi, một cái chuyện gì đó, nhưng mà mình giả bộ bề ngoài mình không có giận, nhưng mà thật sự trong tâm mình giận người đó. Mình ở ngoài giống như câu chuyện ngày hôm qua của cái cô kia nói là cổ giận cái người chủ. Cô giận cái người chủ của cổ, nhưng mà lúc người chủ la cổ á, thì cổ vẫn nói nhỏ nhẹ, vẫn này kia nọ, nhưng mà cổ bị shaking, cô bị rung, có nghĩa là trong tâm của cổ không có thật, cái đó nó chưa có thật lòng, chưa phải là cái chân tâm của mình. Tại vì mình còn giả bộ ở bên ngoài, chân tâm là mình phải clear cái đó hết, người ta la mình cũng không có giận, không gì hết. Chẳng hạn như lúc thầy la tụi con cũng khó chịu, như xấu hổ, nhưng mà biết được cái đó là thầy đang dạy cho tụi con từ cái bản ngã tụi con.
No, let's not go there. Let's not go there. Korean. I want to hear Korean viewpoint. I have Hispanics, I'm Mexican, I have China, I have Vietnam. I translate Vietnam. Go ahead, Vietnam translation.
Hello, Master. I think that when you are true to yourself, it's like if you're mad at someone or in any particular situation, you are fine on the outside, but you are still mad on the inside. So, for example, like that lady that spoke about being mad at her boss the other day, she was mad at her boss, but when her boss yelled at her, she spoke very politely and softly, but she was still shaking and upset. So when you are true, that means that you are not just faking it on the outside. And when someone yells at you, for example, like when Master yells at us, we are ashamed, but then we know that you are doing it to help us get rid of our ego.
Not really. I just have a temper.
Thầy giận dỗi vậy thôi chứ.
Okay, Korean people, I want to hear more from a different ethnicity. Hey, you. What's true to Koreans? This one sits there. It's like enjoying, watching a TV show or something. What's Korean viewpoint of being true or not being true to yourself? Whatever you want to choose to say, express. When you're not true to yourself, what happens?
When I'm not true to myself, I twist it a little bit. Maybe I have to act.
Naughty girl.
The outcome of
Korean people are
expressing
really,
myself
really
will
sick.
be different.
Okay, we have another example of Korean thinking. When you're not true to yourself, Jumi, what do? Oh, she loves it. She says, really? I don't have to raise my hand and Master talks to me? Okay. Okay, while she's thinking, yes, 3, go back to Vietnam thinking.
Dạ thưa thầy, con nghĩ chân thật á, là mình phải sống từ trong cái lòng của mình. Mình trước sau cũng như một. Khi mà mình vui á, thì mình vui, mà mình không có vui á, thì mình cũng có thể mình thổ lộ được.
Mình nhăn mặt. Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Master. I think that being true means that when you are happy inside, or when things are true in your heart, whether it's at the beginning or the end, you are happy, then you show that you're happy. And when you're unhappy, then you show that you're unhappy.
Very good. Okay, this is why I'm going back to WMT on Monday. Okay, yes, Yumi, are you ready? What is what happens you're not true to yourself?
제가 베너러블 엑스픽께 질문을 여쭤봤더니 어떤 게 내 자신한테 진실된 거냐라고 들었는데 그게 맞나요? 네.
Not too much. Okay? We only can take so much.
진실되지 않은 거는 뭐 다른 사람을 기분 좋게 한다든지 기분 나쁘게 하지 않기 위해서 내 자신의 생각과 다르게 대답하는 게 진실되지 않은 거라고 생각합니다.
So, Master, according to your question, I guess try to make others happy. Say something different or other than what's in my thought.
You mean you lie? 네.
그러니까 다른
yes
사람
or no? No excuses. 네.
그게 아니고요. 다른 사람 기분 나쁘게 하는 게 두려워서 내 자신한테 솔직하지 않는 거를 말하는 거예요. 거짓말을 안 하는 거죠, 그러니까.
It's Korean, they really cannot go straight in yes or no, no or yes. You know, both of them. Yeah. How about the Korean in the back? What happens you're not true to yourself? Yeah, the Korean in the back. You know, you should notice when I bring certain topics up, because I came to DTT for some reasons. Okay? Yes. Sunim, 8 Sunim. What happens you're not true to yourself? Or when you're true to yourself? Whatever you want to talk about, being true or not true to yourself. Be careful. You're revealing your true self.
제 자신에게 솔직해야 되는 건데 그게 뭘까요?
See, they really have a hard time talking about being true to themselves.
Master, that means I need to be true to myself, but what is it? What can be?
I ask you first. Anyone else would like to speak? Yes, 3.
Dạ, con nghĩ là chân thật á, là mình phải sống từ trực tâm của mình. Mà nếu như mà mình muốn nói cho một người nào đó về sự thật mà cái người đó mà nghĩ rằng mình nghĩ cái người đó không có vui á, thì mình sẽ nói rằng là nếu mà mình sẽ nói trước rằng là nếu mà muốn nghe sự thật á, thì mình sẽ nói là cái này nói là không có vui đó, mà nếu mà cái người đối phương á mà chấp nhận mình nói á, thì mình sẽ nói cho họ sự thật để góp ý cho họ.
You all struggle so much about being true to yourself. I rest my case. That's why we're talking about this, because you're all struggling about being true to yourself. Yeah? Okay. Nacho, would you like to make a comment about being true to yourself or not true to yourself?
Master, for the Vietnamese translation earlier?
Yeah, translation. Yeah, I'm preparing them because this is tough for them. These people need time to think about it.
So she was saying that, in her opinion, in my true mind, in her words, it means that when someone is, when you're speaking with someone and you think that they might be unhappy about telling them the truth, then you would ask them first. And if you ask them and say that this might make you unhappy, is that okay for me to share? And then you share the truth to them if they allow it, and that's just your suggestion.
Okay. Nacho, what is to be true to yourself or not true to yourself?
I don't know. For me, maybe just not thinking too much and acting without scheming that much.
Okay. Okay. YouTube comment.
Thank you, Master. Samson Lao says, Amitabha, I think being true to yourself means acknowledging when you're afflicted because of your ego.
All right. What about Go Forest?
Hello, Master. For me, being true to myself is when I accept my weakness or my bad habit, even though it's ugly.
Okay. All right. Very good. Let me ask you, Nga, what is being true to yourself?
Phật.
She's laughing.
Dạ thưa thầy, con nghĩ là mình đã. Dạ thầy nghe con không? Dạ con nghĩ là đã quen sống giả dối rồi, cho nên là muốn biết chân thật thì rất là khó, cho nên phải quay lại với cái sự giả dối của mình. Là mình làm một cái việc gì đó nó rất là tệ, mình biết nó là tệ mà mình vẫn thích người chung quanh khen, thì mình biết rõ cái đó là sự dối trá mà mình vẫn thích. Thì khi mình biết được như vậy là sống với chân thật.
Okay, translation. Very good.
Hello, Master. Being true to yourself means that when you're being fake and you want to know the truth, even though it's hard, you must face your fakeness. And when you do something about it, or when you know that it's bad and you want people to applaud you, then you recognize that you are being fake, and then you can return to your true self.
All right. I just saw someone in Gold Forest who's like a shameless Republican. Go ahead, shameless Republican. This is a very important concept. We talk, round and round. But if you practice, you don't even know what it takes to be true or not, or recognize you're not being true or not being true, being true to yourself or not true to yourself. How the heck are you going to cultivate?
Yes, I'm a metaphor master. It's very easy. It's one of the easiest questions. Yeah. For me, Republican. A true Republican, I think.
True Republican.
Be true to yourself is very simple. Whatever in your heart, your brain, and you want to say it, you want to think it, it goes straight to the mouth without filter. You don't twist it. The brain and the heart is aligned with the language you talk. Either you be quiet, or if you say, it has to be straight out. That's true to yourself. No filter.
Yes, Wei Mao.
The first concept that I got from the lecture, you were speaking about the true self, and the true self for me it's not about the concepts of being in the Saha world. To me, the concept was the true self is something that we realize when we cultivate or transcend. It's a level that I'm not there, but I just understand that it's not a concept about speaking about being true to ourselves. It's the realization of the truth. As all of us are inherited the DNA from the Buddha.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, 7. Second try.
Let's say I'm very afflicted, and be true to myself means I look inside, I can see clearly the source of my affliction, and also I act and take responsibility of it fully and act accordingly. So inside I see it clearly, outside I behave accordingly. That's true to myself, to me.
You can become a real good saleswoman. Yes, Wei Mao.
Master, I was going to say, for me, think more wholesome things, and then I like myself more. And if if not, it would be to go against the foundation, the Buddha nature, and the precepts would be going the other way. So more wholesome.
Very good.
True.
Excellent. Anyone else? Yes, 5.
Sorry, I'm a tofu master. I always thought myself as a book. I'm very easy to read. So my emotion, everything, it's just there. You can see it. And there's nothing there. There's no blind anything. So when I talk and when I act, it's how I feel about stuff. So
very good. Okay. Look, folks. The Buddha talked about being true because that's your real nature, is to be true. Okay? Meaning that if you really want to understand the Buddha's teaching, your heart has to be true. Otherwise, you cannot connect with what the Buddha teaches. Is that clear? It doesn't matter who you are. You could be a richest man, smartest man, but if you're untrue, okay, it's okay to be shameless, but you cannot afford to be untrue. Is that clear? Because when you're untrue, okay, then you're not in sync with your Buddha's wisdom that the Buddha talks about. And there's no way for you to connect with what the Buddha teaches. No way. When he talks about prajna, when he talks about paramita, he talks about anything, okay, if your mind is not true when you hear it, when you listen to it, then there's no way for you to make the connection. Is that clear? This is why we tell you about, never mind about Buddha's teaching yet. You have to learn to be true to yourself. It's a drill. You have to be true to yourself so that when the Dharma is spoken to you, you connect with the true teaching. You are able to pick up the true teaching. But if your heart is untrue, then you cannot make the connection. That's why it's critical. Is it clear, everyone? We're not talking about being smart, being a genius. It's about being true. Because without it, you cannot wield your real wisdom. Is that clear? You're depriving yourself by having access to your true wisdom, to your true self, to your Buddha nature. Why aren't the teachers why don't they talk about this? Why don't people talk about this? Because like Koreans, they're untrue. If they ask about truth, they talk round and round and round and round. At least the Koreans here. That's not insult all the Koreans. See that? Any problems, anyone? Okay, amigo.
So you never told us who had the better answer of what being true is.
Your answers are very good. I'm exempt from being true. Okay? So what is being true? Okay? When we talk about being true that the Buddha talked about, I alluded to it yesterday already, this weekend already. Okay? I've been preaching about being true and so forth, based on Buddhist teachings for years now. Okay? And finally this weekend I decided to reveal it to you, what it takes to be true, what it really is. Okay? Here's what happens to you. When you know it's true or it's untrue, how does it happen? What happens? How do you know it's true versus it's untrue? Teji Sunim, how do you know it's true? How do you know it's not true? Five. How?
직관적으로 아는 것 같습니다.
I think, Master, is instinctively we know.
I just know. Yes, easy answer. I just know. I just like. I just dislike. Huh? I just know. Yeah? And you can explain all you want. The bottom line is, I just know. That knowledge there, that know there, is your wisdom. Is it clear? Yes, 3.
Dạ thưa thầy, con có câu hỏi là khi mình biết cũng tùy, có thời gian, có một lúc mình nghĩ rằng cái đó là mình biết vào cái thời điểm đó là mình có thể là mình đúng, nhưng mà sau một cái thời gian sau mình nhìn lại thì cái biết đó mình nghĩ cái đó lại là không đúng.
Okay, true.
Well, Master, I have a question. What I've noticed is that when you are true or not true is at certain times. Just for example, when you are right or not right, but when you are right and you look back and then you realize that you are not right. So that could happen too.
It happens because when you're right, it's your Buddha nature that you're using without knowing it. When it's not right, it's because you have bad luck. Just kidding. You're using your thinking mind. Most likely. That's the difference. When you use your Buddha nature, then you know. When you're using your deduction, your thinking, your reasoning, it tends to be true, untrue. So these are the people who are skilled. When they need to know the truth, okay, they don't use thinking. Secret, Buddhist secret. Does it help? That's why when you connect to this, when you develop this ability to connect with your Buddha nature, your true mind, okay, it requires you to not think. It's a skill. Remember, I told you, it's a skill that you can all develop by not thinking, and then the knowledge comes. That is from your true nature. All right? Is it clear? This is what happens to all of us. It's not just to every single living being, every single person. Okay? They're all capable of this. The most stupid person, the smartest person, they all are capable of connecting with the Buddha nature. So they know. They just know. I just know I don't like you. And after I spend more time with you, I realize you're a liar. That's why I don't like you. Inside, I just don't like you. Happened to you at all? No? It happens to me all the time. I don't like you. I don't like you. And later I said, that's why. This person is lying through her teeth, pretending all the time. Got that? I want you to think about it. It's not something you understand right away. You go back to your life. Go back to your daily life. Sometimes I just know things. I just pick up things. And other times, most of the time I can't. But sometimes I can. Okay? So the point being here that how do we get there? Right? This is theory. I talk about, if sometime I lucked out, okay, and then I activate my true mind, my connect with my Buddha nature. That sounds wonderful. So how do I do that consistently, if you will? That's what I'm getting at. I know Jumi doesn't do it. It doesn't happen to her very often, okay? However, that doesn't mean she cannot do it. She can still develop the ability to do it. Anyone can. Even men can do it. Even women can do it. Okay? Anyone can. Koreans, Vietnam, American, amigos. Okay? Amigo is just like half of the entire world already. Ecuadorians, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, and so forth. Huh? Okay, you got that? So, therefore, when you cultivate, you need to learn to practice to be true to yourself. You see the connection now? You need to learn to begin to be truer to yourself before you can get to your true nature. Because when you're not true to yourself, what happens? Huh, Jumi? What happens? You're not true to yourself. You cut yourself off from the Buddha nature. How about that? So what is, you see the consequences of what happens when you're not true to yourself. You cut yourself off from your Buddha nature. That's what you're doing to yourself. It's no one else's fault. It's you who decided to sever yourself. Okay? All right? So then, how do we avoid that from happening? Maybe you're not able to activate your true mind yet, okay? To be really, really true yet, okay? So how do you get there? Yes, too.
Do we do that by stopping our thinking mind?
Stopping your thinking mind, okay? That works. But sometimes you can't stop our thinking mind. You don't know how to stop your thinking mind. How about people who don't meditate, who don't believe in Buddhism? You guys are full of crap. They say, you talk too much. Anyone? Here's what happens. The clue is right there. Being true to yourself. Here's what happens. Remember, I just told you, you just know. Yes? You just know that it's true, or you just know it's white. You just know that he's lying. Okay? Instantaneously, you just know. Right? Okay. It's because you just know it's because you put yourself in a position to be able to do that. So, what would stop you from being able to know? By often or constantly lying to yourself as compared to being true to yourself. Meaning what? You remember your nature. You don't need, enlightenment is a skill. Meaning that you can enter a state of enlightenment. This is why you're being trained to develop the skill to enter the state of clarity of mind, of wisdom. Okay? And when you don't enter that state, you're just like everyone else. You see, I'm demystifying enlightenment. The enlightenment people talk about, the Westerners talk about, they talk nonsense. The Buddhists talk about something like permanent. It's like so wonderful. Yeah, it's wonderful only when you're in that state. When you're not in that state, you're just like the rest of us. Is that clear? Only idiots in Buddhism, especially Mahayana people claim, the so-called Mahayana people who said, I'm enlightened. You don't know what you're talking about. Enlightenment is perfect. It's forever. Hell no. The only enlightenment forever is the Buddha's enlightenment. You know Buddha. So don't claim, you cannot pretend to me or lie to yourself that you're always enlightened. Okay? Even bodhisattvas are not always in that state of enlightenment. Is that clear? I don't care what people think. They disagree all they want because they are stupid. They don't even know what enlightenment is. That's why they disagree. Bottom line. Okay? So, when you lie, let's be very specific. When you lie. Okay? What happens? When you utter an untruth, what happens? You yourself know it's untrue. Yeah? Without thinking. He says, no, I'm not angry at you. I like you. You know it's not true. But I like you. I love you. Force that. I love you. You know it's not true. Anyone? Okay? The moment you utter a lie, you yourself know instantaneously. As Thichvinhhoausa says, I just know. Got that? What do you do when you know you're lying? It's natural. You know you're lying. Yes? We all do. It doesn't take work. As soon, I'm not angry. You know it's not true immediately. Right? Without thinking. Immediately. I love you. You know it's totally untrue. Okay? So what happens when you know it's not true? You deny it to yourself. That's what happens. Because if you don't deny it to yourself, no one would believe in your lie. Do we agree on this? We keep on lying because we hope that people believe our lies. And therefore, as we lie better, we begin to believe in our own lies. Anyone? Yeah? The more you lie, the more you believe in your lies. I swear to you, I love you to death. I will follow you. I will look for you next lifetime. Sound familiar? We all heard it before, haven't we? All right? So, when you utter, remember, let me repeat for you. When you utter a lie, instantaneously, the very moment you say a lie, you know it's not true. Okay? And what do? You deny it to yourself. It's so fast. That's what Jumi does. That's what. Okay? That's why we teach you what? To be true yourself. Meaning what? You have to stop fooling yourself. That's the most important thing. You can lie all you want. I love you. But inside say, no, I'm lying to you. Then you're being true to yourself. You're just being untrue to your husband. But you're true to yourself. You understand the difference? Jimmy likes it so too much. I don't fail to see why it's so funny. It's so sad you lie to your husband. Got that? That's cultivation, folks. What's most damaging to us is that when we need to lie to others, we allow ourselves to believe our lies. And that's no wisdom there. When the Buddha lies to us, okay, in contrast, does he believe in his lies? No, he doesn't. Hey kid, there's a candy in my hand here, kid. When the Buddha said that, he knows he's lying. You think he believes himself? No, he doesn't believe himself. But when we say it, we believe ourselves. You see, we believe our own lies. And that's what I mean by being untrue to yourself, because you basically denying it to yourself that you're not telling a lie in order to convince the amigos, to convince your husband. Got that? So, in order to be untrue, in order to not to be untrue or to be true, okay, is fundamentally stop denying yourself. Stop denying to yourself. Doesn't seem to help. Okay? There's a difference between lying to others and lying to yourself. Lying to others is okay at times, but lying to yourself is never okay. It's the difference. It's never versus at times. It's at times we need to lie to others, okay? But it's never okay to lie to ourselves. We're only hurting ourselves. That's the bottom line. So when I taught you about being true to yourself at the temple, okay, then stop denying to yourself. I hope it helps. Is that clear? That's all. Stop denying yourself. That's all. It's okay to lose your temper. It's okay to even lie to others. Oh my God, I love your hair. Okay? And you know it's not true. Okay? And you know it's a lie. Simply admit, oh, I'm lying. I'm so good at lying. Then you have a chance to open your wisdom. However, if you're so sick that you keep on denying to yourself, you're not jealous, I'm not angry, I'm not greedy, I'm not, I'm true, you'll never make it. Quick one, YouTube.
Master, there are two questions. Samson Lau says, how can we tell the difference between something that comes from our true mind versus a false thought?
You don't know. As long as you don't deny it, you don't lie to yourself, then you have a chance to know. people had this habit energy of denying to themselves. They fool themselves. That's why they can never go back to their true self. Second question, quickly.
From Ray Zhuang, Master, are greed, anger, and stupidity things that arise from our thinking mind, and then we question our true selves?
No, it's very simple. Start with when you know it's not true. Stop covering it to yourself. Don't stop making excuses to yourself. It's perfectly okay to me that you lie to others out of necessity. Okay? There's a reason that we need to lie. Sometimes it's not to hurt others that we need to lie. Okay? That's okay. But it's not okay to lie to yourself always. And then you realize when you start first by not fooling yourself, not lying to yourself. That's very important, okay? That you look at yourself and say, you know it's not true, but you fool yourself. You say you believe in it yourself. You believe your own lies, okay? You deny that it's not true. And that is the lack of wisdom right there that you want to avoid. Okay? You should do that. You should avoid denying. If your mind knows it's not true, okay? Stop denying to yourself, that's all. You understand the difference? I said, I love your hair. Okay? And you know it's not true. It's okay to say, I love your hair. It's so nice, your hair is so nice today. It is polite conversation. And that's how people expect from us. Civility, courtesy is acceptable in society. But don't need to fool yourself. Okay? And don't need to punish yourself for that either. Because it's civility. Because it's expected of us. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. That's the price you have to pay in society. We have to lie at times. Okay? That's necessary. You have to lie to others. However, you cannot afford to lie to yourself. That's my point today. Okay? What is that? What does it look like? You're jealous of someone. Okay? The thought of jealousy arises right away. Okay? But you pretend not to be jealous. Or when you ask, are you jealous? No, not me, never. I'm so happy, that you got a promotion. I'm so glad now you get a raise and you can buy a nicer car and wear nicer clothes. I'm so happy for you. All those are okay to lie, but don't lie to yourself. That's all I'm telling you. You consciously understand the need to lie to others because it's part of your worldly experience, okay? But what you should be careful about is to lie to yourself. And you begin to believe in your own lies. Okay? That will put you more distance between you and your true wisdom. The more you believe in your own lies, the further away you are from this real wisdom of yours. That's all I'm trying to tell you. On the other hand, if you admit to yourself, okay, and not deny it to yourself, actually you're getting closer back to your Buddha nature. It's a subtlety here that can make or break your cultivation. The fact that you're able to fool me, to lie to me, doesn't matter to me. I won't get offended. People lie to me all the time, okay? It doesn't bother me. Okay? It's okay to lie to others, again, remember? But do not lie to yourself. That's what is meant by being true to yourself. Because when you lie to yourself, okay, you actually are disappointed at yourself. You're judging yourself and say, why do you have to do this? Why do you have to lie to him? Okay? And you judge yourself. That's when you know that you're hurting yourself by telling lies. Just because you can lie to others successfully, just because you get away with it, okay, doesn't mean it's good for you. It's a superficial benefit versus your being able to be your true self, get back to your true nature, reach and activate your true wisdom, okay, and have access to the treasury of the great things that you already own, already possess. Does it help? Okay? Think about it. So that's why start with that. Okay? When you're not truthful, okay, somewhere in your heart, when it happens, it will not always happen. Start with that. When you're untrue, Master asks, are you jealous? No, I'm not jealous. Okay? We're not talking about 100% of the time. All you have to do is catch those moments where you, true mind, you disapprove of yourself. Why? Oh, that's not true. Why do you have to lie like this? Why do I have to utter this untruth? Okay? At those moments, stop yourself and work hard at not repeating that behavior. Can we do that? And you find that you discover more and more of these habits of yours, okay, that prevent you from connecting with your wisdom. It's not my problem, it's your problem. It's your loss. I hope it helps. Thank you, everyone.